So hi, my name is Kevin. So today we're going to be doing a crutch fitting as well as going over crutch walking with the non-weight bearing and partial weight bearing. So my name is Kevin. So and you are
Cindy.
So Cindy, is it okay if I touch you to kind of properly adjust the crutches for your height?
Yeah.
Perfect. Just before I actually get into the crutch fitting, what I'm going to do, I'm going to just check the crutches for any sort of deformity. So just checking the crutch tips. Everything is good. So from the crutch tips to the hardware, so the bolts, are not rusted or damaged, as well as the top of the crutches. So everything seems to be okay with the condition of the crutches. Next thing I want to be going through, so I want to make sure that my athlete, or in this case it's going to be Cindy, that she's going to be wearing shoes that she's going to be wearing on an everyday basis. So in this case, it's going to be Crocs. Okay. So when actually going to the crutch fitting, we're going to make sure that the patient or Cindy is going to be standing in a shoulder width position with an upright posture. Perfect. Okay, so I'm going to give Cindy the crutches right now. So how we're going to position the crutches first, so from the front of the shoe, we're going to come and place the crutch tips 2 inches away, and then 6 inches over to the side, just like so, so that it's more so on an angle. So Cindy, how tall are you?
5'5".
Okay, so from there I'm going to make sure that the crutches are pretty much properly adjusted to her. So on the side of here, it says at that 5'5" height. So again, is it okay if I touch you? So I'm going to make sure, so checking in with the 3-finger rule, I'm going to check the distance between the top of the crutches as well as our armpit. So by doing so, I'm going to make sure there's not enough or not a lot of room, or not enough for me to fit my 3 fingers in. So right now, everything seems pretty okay from the front, and now I'm going to be moving over to the back, putting in, again, 3 fingers, and again, it's not too snug or it's not too loose fitting. So everything seems to check out with that. So next thing I want to check is pretty much the handles of the crutches. So I want to make sure there's like a slight bend in the elbow, just like so, just as Cindy's doing, so around 30 degrees. And with the handles of the crutches, I want to make sure that it places right between the calluses as well as right between the wrists, so right in that middle portion of the hand. So would you mind just gripping the handles real quick? Good, so everything seems to be checking out okay, especially with the 30-degree bend in her elbow. So that goes for the crutch fitting. So now we're going to be going over the crutch walking. That's okay with you? Okay, so in this position, so we're just going to pretend that Cindy's right ankle is going to be the injured leg. So we're going to have that right ankle up in an elevated position. So first thing we're going to be going through is the non-weight bearing crutch walking. Good. So in this position, what I want you to do, I want you to try to place the crutches and the crutch tips around 12 to 15 inches away from where they currently are. So by doing so, Cindy's going to have a slight lean in the torso. So from this position, I want to make sure, again, that slight bend in the torso as well as the elbows are going to be nice and locked, just because I want to distribute the weight evenly from her arms all the way to the uninjured leg. So when coming through with the non-weight bearing crutch walking, so from this position, we're going to try to swing for that uninjured leg so that you land right in the center of where the crutches are. So whenever you're ready, we can swing that uninjured leg through. Good. And then in this position, we're going to just repeat. So I want to make sure the athlete recovers first. So we'll stand nice and upright. Again, we're going to bring the crutches a little bit more forward, around that 12 to 15 inches away from our body. And again, swinging forward, leaning forward, landing on that uninjured leg. Okay? So next thing we're going to be going through, so do you mind just turning around? So now that she's got the non-weight bearing crutch walking kind of pretty down pat, we're going to go through the partial weight bearing. So now, instead of having the injured leg kind of elevated, we're going to be going around 50%, if that's okay with you. So 50% of her body weight is going to be coming through her injured leg, as well as 50% of her body weight is going to be supported by the crutches. So both things are going to be on the ground. And again, the crutches are going to be placed, so we're trying to placing the crutches, again, 12 to 15 centimeters away from the body. Good, leaning forward just at the torso. So now instead of swinging through with that uninjured leg first, we're gonna swing through first with that injured leg. So that right leg's gonna come forward. And again, distributing your weight evenly. So around 50% of your weight's gonna be coming through your uninjured leg. Around 50% you're gonna be balancing on your arms. So whenever you're comfortable, we can do so following in with the uninjured leg. Good, now feel comfortable. Perfect, and we're just gonna be doing it one more time. So again, when we stand nice and upright, we're gonna set the crutches 15 or 12 to 15 inches away from where they currently are. Stepping through with that injured leg. Good, and again, distributing 50% of that body weight through her injured leg as well as her arms. And again, following through with the uninjured. Okay? I'm not doing it again. Too much talking.